Hello everyone. Make sure that on this assignment that you write the lesson number in the top left hand corner, you write your information in the top right hand corner, and let's go on. So lesson 1-2, Algebraic Expressions. Write a verbal expression. So we're going to take a math sentence and change it into an English sentence. So why don't we continue? So this would be 5 times a number. But first, that number has to be cubed plus 5. I mean, we could say that this is 5 times x to the third power plus 5. What does this really mean? It means, hey, there's more than one way to say it. So let's go on. Write a verbal expression with grouping symbols. Example 2. So I could say a to the fourth power plus the product of 6 and b divided by 7. That is a valid verbal expression. A to the fourth power plus the product of 6 and b divided by 7. There are different ways to solve and to write things out. It's okay. I mean, we could write a to the fourth power plus the quotient of 6 and b, 6 and 7 times b. There's different ways for you to write it out, and each way is not wrong by itself. So, example 3, writing algebraic expression. 2 times the quantity y plus 11. Okay, well, what does this look like? 2 times y plus 11. N cubed increased by 5. N cubed increased by 5. Once again, there are multiple ways to say this. In math, we kind of like to keep it one way. So let's go over this learn. Always define your variables. If you have an unknown value, so unknown value in a problem, you should define that variable. These are known as let statements. We are defining the variables. Let's continue. Example 4. Write an expression. Soccer. In the group play stage of the FIFA World Cup, teams are placed in groups of 4, and they play each other. A team is awarded 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, and no points for a loss. Write an algebraic expression that represents the number of points accumulated by one team in the group play stage of the World Cup. So, first up, there's 3 different definitions, 3 different unknowns. We don't know how many wins are. So how many wins are there? So we're going to let W equal the number of wins. We'll let T equal the number of ties. And we'll let loss, I wonder what variable we could use. L equal the number of losses. So now that we have this, we can create an expression. So we know that it would be 3 points for a win. We know that it's 1 point for a tie, and would be 0 points for a loss. And this I mean, we could create this and be like, all right, this is now an equation. This is equal to how many points they have, but we won't get into that. Now, we could change the point values. Let's say we could make it 4 points for a win. If we did that, then we would change the 3 to a 4. What about the tie? What if we say it's 0 points for a tie and it's negative points for a loss? In each of these cases, what could happen is we could evaluate and simplify this. So this top expression would be 3w plus t. We don't have to put 1t. The bottom would be 3w minus 1l, or just minus l. It just depends on how far do we want to simplify it. Now the bottom expression that I put is just an example of, what if we changed some of the values? All right, let's go on. All right, example 5. Evaluate an algebraic expression if a is equal to 2, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 4. So once again, I'd be like, hey man, take this off. I don't need this equal sign. Now I would do this thing called substitution. I would substitute the values for them. So it'd be 2 squared, and then 3 times 6 minus 2 plus 5 divided by 4. Using the order of operations, GEMS, I would do my groups first. I would solve everything in this group. So 3 times 6 is 18. Minus 2 plus 5. Minus 2 plus 5 would be plus 3. Now I still have 2 squared. I still have divide by 4. Okay, 18 plus 3 is 21. Divided by 4, and then 2 squared. I can do my exponents now. 2 squared would be 4. So if I had 4, let's just say pencils. 4 pencils divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 would be 1. So I know that if I rewrote this as 4 times 21 and then divide by 4, this would be something known as a big number 1. I don't know if your class ever talked about this, but 4 divided by 4 would be 1. It cancels out. So this would be evaluated, simplified to the answer of 21. All right, let's go on. Final one. Write and evaluate an algebraic expression. 4 times pi multiplied by the radius squared. Okay. 4 times pi multiplied by the radius squared. Now hold up while I get a number for the radius. So let's say, for example, that the radius is equal to 12 centimeters. Okay, well this means we could input 4 pi, looks like I'm going to have to go outside this box, and then 12 centimeters squared. So 12 times 12 is, you can use a calculator, 144. And centimeters times centimeters would be centimeters squared. We'll talk about that later. So we'd still have 4 times pi. So then we do 4 times 144 and figure out what would that be. Okay, well 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 576. Pi, don't forget we're multiplying, 576 pi, and then we'd still have this centimeters square. Now, one thing on this, I would say leave it like that. Don't simplify anymore. But if you had to, you'd have pi equal to 3.14 and multiply out. However, there might be some errors in this. Alright guys, Good luck with your next video. Bye.